Imagine this, 80% of all AI initiatives in companies fail completely. And the reason is not the technology itself, but something much more fundamental.
That really is a shocking number. Where does this data come from?
The numbers come from a recent McKinsey analysis, and they show a clear pattern. Companies focus far too heavily on technical aspects and overlook the organizational foundations.
That reminds me of a colleague's LinkedIn post claiming that change management is the real key to success.
That's exactly where it gets interesting. Now, he is partially right, but he is missing the decisive point. The friction in AI implementations is not primarily emotional, but structural. Imagine installing a high-performance Ferrari engine into a horse carriage. That is exactly what happens when companies try to force modern AI systems into outdated organizational structures.
Oh, yes, that's a vivid comparison. But how do you fix this problem?
The key lies in what experts call servuction, a concept from service and organizational theory that describes the production logic of services.
That sounds like a very different approach from classic change management. Can you make that more concrete?
Of course, change management is important, but it lacks the X factor, if I may say so. That X factor is based on three pillars. First, the service object, what is actually being produced. Second, the role architecture, who does what. And third, the points of impact, where AI actually creates value. Here's an example. A major insurance company introduced Copilot, but usage remained below 10%. Why? Because they had the tool, but no clear integration into their service processes.
That is very interesting. What should they have done differently?
They should have started with the trust loop, a concept that connects structure, participation, and measurable impact. One expert described this in a comment as operating model alignment. It is built on three elements. Edge AI, meaning AI systems placed where the service actually happens. AI workplace democracy, the structural involvement of employees, and the double star maturity model. The parallel development of A, service competence, and B, AI competence.
That sounds like a longer journey than traditional change management.
Definitely. But the numbers speak for themselves. Companies that follow this approach achieve 3 times higher success rates in AI implementation. One consultant summarized it perfectly. Clear role architecture, defined transition points, and a measurable trust loop. Without these foundations, AI becomes an expensive experiment.
This gives us a completely new perspective on the topic.
Exactly. And the most important message is this: no AI without service architecture, no service architecture without AI workplace democracy. That is the real key to success. This was Connie Reber. Maybe we'll see each other at the next ACMP DACH event. I'd be happy to exchange thoughts. And thank you, Tom, for your impulses. Talk soon.